Hey, my name is Ariba and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'll be talking about a huge problem in our current democracy, which is electoral fraud. There are three major types of electoral fraud. One is spreading misinformation, which is basically just lying about your party or about other parties. The second one is imposed intimidation, which is basically scaring people into voting for you. And the third one is tampering with the actual counters, which can either be a machine or a human being.
To look at the most notable thing in this graph, you can notice that most convictions were within party and campaign workers. And this is only out of 95 people in the span of 3 years. This is a huge problem considering that party and campaign workers represent the person who you're wanting to vote for. The fact that they changed the ballot and indulge in vote buying, voter intimidation, and ballot forgery is a huge problem, especially since they are human beings. Human beings can be bribed, so there needs to be a way to replace them. Here are some more stats. A lot of voter fraud goes into registration problems and something like absentee ballots, but that is a problem with the system. It's not something you can fix with technology, so I won't be talking about it today. But if you look at something like double voting or casting an ineligible vote, there were 263 cases and 150 cases respectively for each type of case. This, I'll say this again, is a super big problem considering that having a program that doesn't allow someone to double vote and doesn't allow someone to cast an ineligible vote would solve this problem easily, as long as you use the right emerging technology.
So as you can tell, this is a huge problem that impacts us all. So overall, what impact will this actually have?
When someone cheats on an election, they technically don't deserve to keep office. In a democracy, the reason we vote is so that the majority of people see the person who represents them best go into Congress. But if the wrong person goes into Congress, it defeats the entire point of creating the democratic system. Because of this, the impact that this sort of problem has on everyday citizens is pretty large, considering that our integrity is being tested.
How do we go about solving this problem? Well, there's actually a really nifty emerging technology called blockchain.
Essentially, at its core, the blockchain is a different type of network which essentially stores data in a different way. The blockchain is decentralized, meaning that no one person controls the network, so no one person can make big decisions on the network. Once you submit information to the blockchain, a group of people reviews it. If your content is secure or is viable, then it will go onto the blockchain. Once it goes onto the blockchain, it is encrypted, so it is extra secure, and the way the blockchain is formed, it's unalterable. This is managed by imposing sort of rule that makes every piece of information that goes onto the blockchain into a hash. Every other block has a piece of this hash in it. So every block has a little bit of the identity of the previous block. Because of this, the blockchain is secure. If you changed one block, then the entire blockchain would become different. There are many other aspects that go into creating the blockchain, but the main point to highlight in this video is that it stores data in a different way. So if you were to try and put in a vote, in one block, it would probably have a whole county's vote. When you're considering it like that, each one is encrypted and hashed, and then the collective hash is a result of all the previous hashes. So it's almost impossible to commit single vote fraud because the entire block that goes up on the blockchain is simply a county. It's not a single person.
So you may be wondering, how does the blockchain actually solve this problem? Well, you can't really erase human nature. Human beings are going to want to cheat or find the easy way out in order to gain what they want. But what the blockchain does is make it a lot harder for these people to cheat, especially within elections. By using the blockchain within the voting process, it will make the entire process way more secure, and it'll allow the people who are voting to have peace of mind while voting in order to ensure their vote goes to the correct party.